Now, it's time for us to have a conversation on our SME segment on Wake Up Nigeria. With us is Obamayowa. Now, he is a Nigerian visual artist and researcher whose work focuses on recycling, upcycling, and transforming waste into powerful cultural narratives. His practice uses discarded materials to explore memory, dignity, and the hidden value in everyday objects, giving them new life through bold visual expression. Now, beyond creating art, he engages in educational outreach, policy dialogue, and project management. He also developed the Art Change Framework, advocating for the role of artistic creativity in addressing global climate and waste pollution challenges. A gem indeed we have in the studio with us. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Awesome. There's so much to unpack when it comes to you. The first thing that strikes the person is visual artist. But then there's a lot more you're doing with your artistry. Tell us more about your work.
So, interestingly, I have a background in the sciences. So well, they say not self-taught. So I graduated my bachelor's in animal production and health.
Wait, what? That has nothing to do with art.
Yes, it doesn't.
So how did we end up here?
Yeah, so I figured out that I was more passionate about creativity.
Okay.
So, you know, it started from all these secondary school drawings and all that. But when I was in the university, I just figured I was more passionate about art and media generally. But apparently, when I traveled abroad, I saw that my turnout of waste was quite a lot in a week, because I was drinking from plastic bottles. And then I discovered that I was passionate about the environment and basically what art could do and creativity, how art can solve this challenge.
Were you not passionate about the environment here? Or is it a case of we're also used to the way things are, so to speak, then when you now see the way it's actually supposed to be, proper disposal of waste and all, was that what's...
Yes, you know, because I just figured out that my turnout of plastic was a lot when I traveled. So, and then, which also brings me back to, for example, now that I'm around, I see it around, and then it just gives me this feeling that really art could do a lot in telling people about the environment narrative and then changing our perception towards how we perceive waste and then what it can be done with. For example, if I use something at home now, I don't tend to throw it away. The first thing that comes to mind is, what can I do with this? My broken plates, I have a broken plate at home that I turned into a frame. So things like that. So waste is actually about perception. Perception. So it's not waste until you proclaim it waste. So, and you don't have to be an artist to use something or recycle something or upcycle something. So that's basically what my practice is about. And being a visual artist myself, and now I'm currently researching the use of these recycled materials in Nigeria by Nigerian artists, and then pushing out the African narrative of art, especially because we have a lot of waste. You know, that's it.
And so that takes me, because when you mentioned the research, it took me straight to what I was going to talk about. Okay. Now, you're currently studying for your PhD, right? Now, is that your thesis? Is that your project? Is that what you're going to be doing for your master, for your PhD?
Yes,
rather?
So I'm recycling
the research work,
the representation of recycled materials and visual arts
in Nigeria,
in the context of sustainability and eco-innovation. So, but now my study is centered on the Nigerian narrative, because we have it here. We have great artists doing big things in the world. So, and then we also have artists that are, you know, traditional artists, the painters, but then we have for example, the likes of Dr. Pokwala. We have the likes of Jachima Gallery, who is using fabric waste. We have Dr. Pokwala using automobile waste. So things like that. It's quite interesting for people to see. So why I'm particularly about the Nigerian narrative is because people don't get to know much about us. You know, outside there, especially in the Eurasian part of the world. For example, in the State Hermitage Museum, in the African section, more of what they have is the Egyptian art. Wow. So part of my goal is to
put out... With all the wonderful arts we have in Africa.
Yes, so part of my goal is to push out the Nigerian narrative as much as possible. So that's why I decided to do that. Now,
you mentioned the local painters and all, and there's so many fantastic artists locally.
Yes.
And so what differentiates an average person in art, media, anywhere? is the ability to not only practice, but also to convert it into cash.
Yes.
That is where the problem usually is.
Yes.
So let's talk about the business part of visual artistry. How do you manage that?
Okay, so I think more than just practice, more than just passion, it is essential to also learn business. For example, the average artist is just passionate about what he does.
Yeah.
He's painting, submitting to the next open call, but the people that run the art business, probably they're just even just wealthy and interested and enthusiastic about the art industry. So someone can come up and say, yeah, I think I like art, I want to start collecting, and I have the money to create a gallery. So, and then they decide what happens in the art industry. So it is also pertinent for an artist to learn the business side of art. For example, I had to do project management. As an artist, I could have just been practicing and drawing and painting, but it was essential for me, and specifically because also it is good for an artist to see beyond himself. So apart from doing what you want to do, over time, it is essential to become a platform. And while becoming a platform, most times it evolves into a business. So that is where the business part of art is. So when it gets more than just you, and then you begin to become a platform for others. For example, you begin to collect other people's work. You begin to show other people's work. For example, Era by Oba, which is one of my newfound projects, Everything Recycled Art, is going to be a place where people come to, the average person at home that creates something. It's going to be a marketplace where if you use something at home, you feel you don't want to throw it away, you are creative enough to make something with it, you can come and sell it on Era by Oba platform.
Wow.
So
Era by Oba.
So it means everything recycled
arts.
Yes.
That's nice.
So it is essential for artists to not just practice, but to get to know
how to make money from their practice. Okay,
yes.
You know what we're going to do now? We're going to talk about some of your works now, which thankfully are currently on screen. What is that?
Okay, so that is a work that was shown in Belgium. It's called No Purple Blood.
No
Purple Blood.
Purple Blood.
Yes.
Interesting. What's that about?
On that work, it's
I know purple has to do with royalty, so I'm curious.
Yes. So on that blood, so we have this work too. This work was made entirely from recycled materials.
Okay.
So the No Purple Blood was shown in Belgium at an exhibition for gender equality and social justice, and it was made from newspaper. So it means that nobody has a purple blood. So, there's something we call royal blood. But then when cut to the chase, we are all the same. So the social class and the social hierarchy that was created by man. So, but at the very core of humanity are the heart. So there is another piece that shows that there is an artwork that shows different kind of races, but then everybody has the same heart. The red blood flows in every vein. So that's the concept behind the work.
I really wish you could talk about more of your works. There's a lot to unpack when it comes to you, and I really like the fact that you are really into the business as well, not just pursuing your passion.
Yeah, it's very important.
I wish you well. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, Obamayowa. All right, at this point, we'll take a break. You're watching Wake Up Nigeria. Do stay with us. We'll be right back.